We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to the Nerd Eternal Network. Today we're playing Icons, Powers on Payroll, and I'll be your GM for the day, Jason. And with me as usual will be Marigold as the Boogeyman,
Thanks for joining us.
Curtis as the Influencer,
Hola.
and Taylor as Skater Boy.
Howdy, howdy.
And who remembers what happened last time?
Quite a bit, actually. We ended up letting the Fearsome Four go on account of Dr. Viscous?
It was the
What's his name?
Foul Four.
Foul Four.
But yes,
The Fearsome Four are, the Foul Four. Dr. Viscous managing to hold Whippet hostage. But we did secure a lot of data from inside their house. We were able to pump the Autominatrix for information. We also learned that M7 and all the Majestics are robots whose minds are patterned after people who died from terminal illnesses. And M7 was operating under the assumption that she had actually died under that rubble.
Correct.
And of course, that the Professor Prometheus, was planning on turning Whippet and Boogeyman into demonstrations, into examples of elevated humanity.
I don't remember. Did any of the notes you'll find actually specify that, or did it just specify that he wanted Whippet and Boogeyman on the team?
The statement was
yeah.
Boogeyman and Whippet because they were examples of the best of unaltered humanity. And there was stuff about Professor Prometheus wanting to alter humanity to have powers, and we kind of put those two together as there's a big chance Professor Prometheus is going to try to do some shit to force powers into Boogeyman and Whippet.
Yeah. I'm not saying your assumption was wrong. I was just I didn't think I had verified anything.
And as I recall, it was implied that there was also a nefarious reason that Influencer might be placed on the team, but I have not had the imagination to uncover what that might be yet.
And I keep forgetting to poke you on Discord, make you answer those questions.
And Skater Boy is just here. There's no reference to why Skater Boy's on the team.
Skater Boy is just happy to be here.
As far as you can tell, Skater Boy's here for exactly why he thinks he's here. They wanted that doctor. You needed that doctor, and they needed somebody to fill out a super team, so it just all kind of worked out. At least until you find out Skater Boy is Dr. Prometheus.
But we would not have near as much fun without Skater Boy.
I'm sure they could have found someone. I know who else I had ideaed for this campaign, and he would have also have been fun to have. So don't worry. The team would have had another fun guy.
Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I think that pretty much covered all the big stuff. You wind up letting Animatrix go after she talked. To be fair, you had teleported to some island in the Caribbean, so it's not like you had any sort of arresting powers or anything like that anyway.
I thought that the Foul Four would have a nice house on some desolate island that only they lived on, and we had a new summer house. But no, it turned out that it was an island with its own government, and they didn't appreciate us. The police didn't appreciate us causing problems, so we left.
Well, the police don't even know we were there. They never saw us.
Well, they were alerted to trouble because they were showing up.
Yeah. They knew something had gone down, clearly.
Yeah, they never saw us, but
And best you could tell, this was not the Foul Four's house, since Prometheus had a whole secret base up underneath it. He may have just been employing them.
It seems like part of their employment is you have to give us a house.
Maybe
Which
they
is
just
fair.
maybe they just keep. Well, they do have they are a family after all. Or maybe they just keep getting hired to guard places. Here, live here, act normal while you guard it.
As a family, I think they need a more stable home environment.
I don't know. Military families have to move around all the time.
That's true.
And also, the environment is pretty stable of, like, what people are there, which is the core thing that forms, like, the identity of a child.
And, you
Now,
know, outside of
granted-
them being supervillains, they do seem to, you know, be a pretty functional family.
Yeah, they're
They were fun
selfish,
villains.
but as a family unit, selfish, not as individuals, super selfish.
But yeah, I think we wrapped it with y'all teleporting back. So
Yeah,
you're now back in
I
Detroit.
think that's where we left off.
Yeah, you are now back in Detroit, in the giant robot construction facility that Dr. Prometheus, Professor Prometheus has up under some abandoned an abandoned industrial site. If I can talk today at all. And it was your four characters, Majestic 7 and Mr. Manhattan. So where do y'all go from here?
Oh.
Back to the base, or is there something we want to look at first?
I think we might have just already scoured this place for all it's worth.
I kind of thought we
So-
had, but
I know y'all had dove into its computers and stuff, yeah.
But, like, the main question now is, like, do we even feel, like, safe at home?
Not over much, actually. Because chances are there's some sub basement in the building where a bunch of horrible stuff's going on.
Now,
That's how that's
this may be my
Unlike-
fuzzy memory coming into play because it was 2 weeks ago when we did our last session. But we learned some stuff. The question is, did Prometheus or the company, are they aware that we've learned some stuff? Is there any reason to think that they're on, that they think that we're on to them?
We kind of gotta, like, play the field thinking that Professor Prometheus, like, already knows. Because we, like, fought as lackeys and they, like, left. So, like, they could hop on, like, a phone. So we have to, like, assume he knows. But also, like, guys, I hate to say it, but, like, you can't trust me now either. And I will crack the V off of my shoulder and pull it out and change my medicine and pop it in. Because, like, now we can't prove that there wasn't, like, something in my medicine, so there's, like, nanobots in my system. We can't, like, prove that that isn't a thing. So we also have to, like, watch out on me.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong,
I did make a device to try to detect it. Yes.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Previously.
Carry on.
But that doesn't mean that it worked. That doesn't mean that it beat the rank of whatever could be in it.
So you've taken precautions, but who knows if those precautions worked or not?
Yeah, it's like,
Okay.
I've taken precautions, but like, he's gonna be like smarter than me. Like, I can't better math than the math guys anymore.
I'm gonna say one of the first things we should do is go over our equipment, look for any equipment provided by Futuro, and just double check it for like tracers, any sort of hidden microphones, stuff like that. We might need to end up just ditching this stuff.
I would say, like, that makes sense, but also from like a utility standpoint, just like our communicators do all that.
Now,
so it kind of comes down, like, we should do it. But it comes down to like how arrogant the person we're fighting is, because if they think we'd never figure it out, they would just put the communicators and be like, done deal, that's everything I need in one spot, we're good. But we should still like double check everything.
yeah.
In all honesty, even something basic like our cell phones that aren't part of Futuro, but they've got our number, they can probably track those too. I mean, anything like that we've got
Yep.
would assume that they can track it.
Yeah, like, in a general sense, as long as we have a cell phone that's on, we can be tracked nowadays.
First thing to ditch if there's an alien invasion. Just saying.
After we go through our equipment, Boogeyman is going to start making plans to get in touch with to swing by one of the drop-off locations the Rook gave him, and just deliver as full of a report as he can to that area. Just write it up real quick in a notepad.
Okay. Let's see. Majestic doesn't have anything to really add to this conversation.
Well, actually, like, do you know how much like nanotechnology stuff Professor Prometheus ever like did?
I know he's experimented with it. I don't think he uses it extensively. The ones he made had something he called the gray goo problem. At least his general purpose ones were. Sometimes he would use them for very specific somethings.
Because like, your tracker is like one big device, right?
Yes.
So like, if he had micro trackers regularly, he'd have just used those instead.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
There's like a low chance of any kind of like super duper tiny trackers.
Yeah, because they
like in our suits and stuff. There could be like a regular like thumb size like extra little bump on something, but no microbots.
So yeah, because if he'd had my suit laced with anything else, they'd have tracked me down a long time ago. And they only started running into me once I returned to Detroit, or well, I guess I wasn't really returning. I guess this is really the first time I've been here.
Physically, yes, but like, if you have the memories of having been here before, you qualify as having been here before in like the spiritual sense.
Oh, okay. She sounds a little reassured by that, actually.
Well, it's like if someone had made like a copy of me and stuck it in a robot, we're gonna like shake hands because we had the same childhoods.
Yeah.
Unless there's like a secondary program to like make him evil, and then we gotta fight. But like other than that,
Let's see. Mr. Manhattan offers you, if there's some kind of equipment you need that you need to make sure Futuro hasn't got their fingers in at all, he can probably get you access to that. The whole owning a company thing himself.
Would not turn down the offer.
I hate that we don't think we can take advantage of being employees of Futuro and look for an underground basement facility.
like the only real use of Futuro I can think of would be like just using it to stage a conversation. Because, like, I don't think that if we just walked in and, like, told a camera dead face that we know Professor Prometheus can hear it, and that we start moving out to, like, live at our own place, the idea that he wouldn't, like, chirp up is a little foreign. It feels like he would, like, want to talk and, like, try to convince us to his side one more time.
We could try to set up some sort of tracer to, like, if he does take the bait, which he probably will, like this supervillain type, to try and find where he's actually contacting us from.
My only worry about that now is like the fact we have communicators in our ears as we're saying this, and if the communicators are bugged, then he already just heard that.
God damn it.
Yeah. I'm not like the best at paranoia. I do hate it though.
It would be interesting to hear what he had to say, but
But like, let's just check all our stuff, and then what's the plan from there?
I need to hit up a let's call it a contact. I do apologize for playing my cards close to my chest, but this was a promise I made. After that, we go to Futuro. Because I honestly have no idea what else our next step should be, if we're gonna be able to find Karen too.
Also, I feel like secretly being influenced by a supervillain is probably like a breach of contract. Because we didn't really sign. We'd have to like look at our contracts about this. Because like I still want to be like a hero.
I mean, we've been able to do a lot of good here, but
But also, I don't want to like. I can like tank some bad PR, but like I don't know if you guys can like handle it if the news like twists and makes it look like we've been working for a supervillain.
Oh. I'm not gonna lie, it'd probably come down pretty hard on the monsters. I mean, we already have a lot of people who are former, let's call it a unusually employed, working with the monsters, doing stuff. we drag, Capes and Cows business into it, I don't want that to sink the whole enterprise.
I mean, like, we do fortunately have, like, an outside person, I point to Mr. Manhattan, who, like, could speak on our behalf that we've been, like, bamboozled, if worst comes to worst.
Manhattan nods. Oh yeah, I'll give it to the public straight. Don't worry about that. Ooh, that also means Majestic 7 probably does not need to go back to y'all's base with you.
No. Yeah, M7, all due respect, I think it is probably a very good idea for you to stay well away from Futuro Tower right now.
Only other Karen is allowed in Visionary space. Their favorite Karen.
No, not like that.
No, Manhattan volunteer, he tells her he's got a spot, he won't say since, you're not sure about y'all's communicators. But he knows a spot she can lay low if she needs to use it.
Well, it's easy enough for us to cut ties with Futuro if that's what we want. But
Is that what the influencer wants?
He's going to play his cards close to his chest. There's no secret that he kind of feels lost without Futuro. They sort of gave him a new life, a new purpose, and now everything's in question. But one thing he is sure of is that we can all agree we want to find Karen and help her.
Just 1 second.
So, do you want to, like, just hide out, check our stuff while Boogeyman does his stuff, and then come back, and then we do Tower?
Yeah, that'll work.
That sounds reasonable.
Alright, so Boogeyman is running off to drop off his report at a blind drop. So of course, Boogeyman, you realize that's not going to be, there's not going to be an instant response to that.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a delay, but at the very least, it's getting it to another very big name, very well connected super.
All right, so you head off to do that. And what were the rest of you going to do?
I thought we were just sort of hanging low.
Okay.
Probably just gonna hang out in the same place as M7.
All right. Do y'all leave the base y'all are currently in, the Prometheus's workshop here? Or is that where y'all are going to hang out for now?
Oh, I don't think we should hang out there.
All right, so y'all get outside the base. Boogie heads off to do their thing. You're not outside very long before... let's see. Was it Carol or Dennis that was on y'all's on duty when y'all came here? I think it was Carol. I think Carol was your person in the chair. So once y'all exit the base, you hear Carrie in your ears. Hey guys, is everything all right? I just got in. We just reestablished contact.
Oh, I thought
We did like a quick tour of like a villain secret base and narrowly avoided like an international incident. But other than that, it's been like chill.
An international incident in a secret base under Detroit.
Yeah, it had like a lot of teleporting.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't like a purposeful thing that we left the country for a second, but like it did happen.
Oh, okay. You said you avoided an
Didn't
incident.
even
So
get our shots.
do you know where it took you to?
For the sake of like some legal thing I can't think of the name of, I'm gonna say that I don't know.
I think plausible deniability is probably the word you're looking for. And she's like, and that's fair. So y'all done for the day, or y'all headed back to base?
We're gonna do a little bit of like disparate work to like tuck some people in some places and make sure everybody's okay, and then we're gonna like come back and have a big serious talk.
Okay, well, y'all just let me know if you need anything.
Will do.
You know, she clicks off.
Have we like physically seen Carol before?
Yes, yeah. When y'all were introduced at the, first
All
session, when y'all went on the tour, y'all were introduced to her, and you would have seen her in the cafeteria off and on.
Yeah, it's just like I want to make sure of all of the people that we talk to that I have physically seen them as human beings.
That's fair. That is fair.
That's
Carol and Dennis, you both met in person. Offerman, of course, you've met in person. Really, everybody that I've introduced is working at the tower. They even took y'all around and introduced you to the janitorial staff, just so you would recognize the face when you saw it. And, and no, it wasn't an intruder.
So they at least appear human. Could be robots. They could be clones. They're probably just human.
And keep in mind, the stuff you found from Prometheus, he owns some shares in the company. Enough to kind of influence the choice of who they pick.
I wanted to take a look at the shareholders list because I'm assuming that ought to be public knowledge.
Oh, it should be.
And see if I can identify Prometheus on the list. I know chances are there's not going to be someone that's called P. Prometheus, but I don't know, you never know. He probably has like several smaller ones that make up the majority, but still I want to look.
Or shell companies within shell companies kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. Manhattan and Majestic are going to go ahead and book. You have the number. You can contact, Manhattan.
Right.
So they take off. Majestic 7, is thanking you for being willing to help. And obviously, if you find out where this other younger Karen is, she would like to assist you in getting her free.
Mm-hmm.
And then she probably needs to go write up an apology to original Karen. But they take off. All right, Boogeyman, you get back to meet up with the guys after you have dropped off your report.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget, how was the work going to contact you? Did she give you a burner phone?
Oh gosh, I think it was a burner phone.
Because I'm pretty sure she wasn't just going to show up like in your room at the base.
Yeah.
Not that she couldn't.
Just that she's busy.
Right.
Riding around on her cool ass space motorcycle that someone got her.
Yeah, while she waits on her actual jet to be rebuilt.
Rebuilt is carrying a lot of weight there.
You're
I think
right.
she's
You're
just
right.
putting
While
a
she
new
waits for
one.
the new one to get built.
I hate to say it, rebuilt is carrying that sentence pretty hard.
There's a little decorative knob that was on one of the control sticks that survived the explosion. It's going to be screwed on there, Ship of Theseus style.
Somehow the fuzzy dice did make it. They're a little bit less fuzzy.
Fuzzy dice. 10 ranks of probability control. All right, so y'all meet back up. So once y'all meet back up, what is y'all's plan? Is this when you go to the base and start have your serious talk?
If we got nothing else to do, I guess it is time for us to... I'm taking it as a storyline beat that we checked all of our stuff and didn't find anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have checked all your stuff as best you can, just standing around.
The cartoonish amount of things pulled out of Skater Boy's jorts and then just put back in after I've checked them.
You know, have you thought about like tying little strings with item tags on the end of them to your stuff, so you can just like check your tags and just give a pull for what you need?
Yeah, but like, if I ever forget one and then put it in the wash, suddenly like an active machine gun will be pulled out in the middle of rotation. Like
That
would
is
be
a fair
bad.
point. Yeah.
Not that I have like too many actual guns put in here, but like there's a couple.
Yeah.
So yeah, as far as you know, there's no trackers or anything on you, other than like in your communication gear that you already knew that had tracking capabilities. Now, according to the instructions you were given on the stuff, you can go in there and shut those off. You know, if you trust the instructions you were given.
I would actually like to see if I couldn't modify them to set a hard limit on the frequency they're able to generate. Because I don't want us to be carrying these around and suddenly they like start blaring out a white noise pain signal. Because I know that's something the professor is fond of. Well, the player knows that is something the professor is fond of. Boogeyman is just trying to cover his bases.
Boogeyman's just bright, so he thinks of it. Okay, give me a technology roll. Oh, yep, and I need my blank sheet.
All right, and that's technology. Oh, all right, got that.
All right, 8 was the number to beat. You beat that by 6.
And nice.
So you go in there and you start poking around. And there's already some safety stuff in there to stop that from happening. You know, just a literal, in some cases, like a literal, the top out volume is low enough that it shouldn't be able to damage human hearing. Probably not something they were thinking about as far as like superpower, super tech attack sort of vector, but. And you don't really see anything weird or extra tricky in there. You know, it's high tech. It's got a good range for something so small. You know, that kind of stuff. But, but like you're pretty sure when y'all popped out in the Caribbean, you know, nothing would have pinged at the base letting them know you were in the Caribbean. That was too far away for the system to, you know, pick up. It is designed to basically just cover the city and probably some of the surrounding county.
Well, good news is our communicators are probably on the level.
All right, so with that, y'all are making it back to HQ?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, and y'all took the flyer, so y'all be landing on the roof. All right, so y'all land on the roof. You know, Carol comes over the comms. Hey, welcome home.
Hey, Carol.
Who all do we need to assemble for this serious talk?
I'd like to see Offerman.
Okay.
As Offerman in the our big conference room. And honestly, our any pilots that are here, and yourself, if you'd be so inclined.
Well, sure. I mean, y'all aren't out in the field, so I don't necessarily have to stay right in the chair.
Yeah.
All right. So your pilot is Daniel Dobbs. Let's see. So him, Carol, Offerman. Let's see. Who else might Carol think of suggesting? Dr. Tyler's in today, but you know, he runs the medical bay, and y'all really haven't had to use the medical bay a whole lot.
No, thanks to Skater Boy.
But he's another one you were introduced to the first day, and you know.
Well, yeah, let's get Dr. Taylor up here too.
Tyler. So yeah, you know, so y'all get there, everybody's assembled. The doctor looks curious as to why he's here, but you know, he's into it.
Right up.
Carol's already getting her coffee and sitting down. Offerman is standing by his seat. Gives the team a nod as you walked in. So what is it you've discovered that we need to talk about? I can only assume it's something serious.
It's pretty serious. It's regarding one of the company's stockholders.
Is one of the stockholders in danger?
Sorta.
Do we need to bring them here for protection?
Professor, are you listening? Would like to talk.
To explain, it's like one of the big people who is like enough purchase in the company to like shift the direction and like shift decision making is like Professor Prometheus using like a shell company or like a fake name. He doesn't have like a controlling stock, but he's like able to push in slight directions.
Offerman's like, oh. We need to let the board know. Oh, but we can't let this get out publicly. I mean, I assume you have proof of this.
We have the proof is like secondhand proof. It is someone who previously worked with the professor saying that he like invests through shell companies into several places, including Future Row.
What do you know what direction what Offerman pulls out his little tablet, starts tapping it, like he's typing a note. Do you know what he tried to influence, what direction he tried to push the company?
For one, the formation of this team and the members of the team.
Myself and Whippet are only here because he viewed us as examples of the pinnacle, or close to the pinnacle of what baseline humanity is capable of. He has a fixation on trying to uplift humanity.
So did he put you on the team so superpowered people would demonstrate their superiority over you, or?
It's possible he was he was planning on trying to empower us in some way. But that's just speculation on our part.
He does have a history of robotic cloning and genetic experimentation.
Well, I can see why Futuro would appeal to him. Then he does. We do have our fingers in or the company has its fingers in a lot of that sort of research. Well, I'll alert the board and see what they want to do. I don't know for sure who pushed for what, but the board might be able to figure out. Members of the board might be able to figure out who he is, or at least what he owns. If he pushed for Boogeyman and Whippet's inclusion on the team, somebody will remember who it was that was pushing for that, I'm sure. In the meantime, there's no response. Nobody starts talking over the equipment in the room.
Mm-hmm.
As you're explaining it, like Dr. Tyler and Carol are both sipping their coffee, and they're like glancing from monitor to monitor to speaker to, like they're waiting on something to happen.
So he's not a complete dry hand washing level supervillain.
Well, Alfred tells you if he's somebody that just owns some stock, that doesn't give him direct control over the company.
Yeah.
We'll probably want to get a third party in here to do an overview of our security to make sure there's not previously unknown back doors in it or something. All right, let's find. We have to find a company we can trust, though. How do we know it? We have to find a company that we have to be sure whoever this is doesn't have stock in himself.
I could go over the company's systems myself.
Oh,
Might take some time, but
if you think you've got the expertise for it, absolutely. Let's see. We have some engineers here in the building, but of course they're future employees, so we might want to be cautious. And I want to take this moment to assure you, as I'm sure the influencer already has, that the company itself is not involved in any illicit activities. And obviously, if we find we've been being manipulated by some villain, we'll take whatever steps we have to rectify that.
Influence will be like, yes, that's right.
I mean, obviously, the company takes no liabilities for whatever this madman may be doing.
at the very least, be sure to get whoever you have working PR a nice fruit basket for any potential fallout.
They might need it.
Yeah, he will speak to the marketing department. Keep them at least somewhat abreast of what's going on and what kind of crap might hit the fan. Did you have any luck locating Karen? I know she's not with you, so.
Unfortunately, that he has access to teleporters, there's no telling if she's even in the city, let alone on the continent.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But yeah, if there's nothing else, I should probably go get the marketing department up to date and contact the board and have them start looking into it.
Godspeed.
He heads out. Carol kind of sits back. Man, if he set up the team, does that mean I'm going to be out of a job soon?
I don't think so, not necessarily. Like, we don't know if the team itself was his idea. Like, it just seems like he might have glommed onto it after the fact. But, it's interesting times for Futuro coming up. Again, I'm sorry.
Carol kind of tried. I've got no love for the company. It's a job.
Corporate life, there's always house cleaning and layoffs. I think Futuro will still be around, and so will we.
Dr. Taylor kind of half raises his hand like he's not entirely certain how these sort of meetings go. Do we raise hands? While he appreciates being kept in the loop, but was there a particular reason he was called in here?
Honestly, just want to keep you in the loop.
Okay.
See your reaction.
And his reaction was a little bit of surprise when you start talking about, villains and this, that, and the other. He does, Skater Boy, he does ask you before he gets him, at least. He asks you, how your supply of medicine is holding up.
It's going all right. The time between doses is still fluctuating a little bit, but it's nothing too much. I think if I get into a lot of activity, it kind of burns through it 15 minutes faster.
He nods. Could metabolism picking up? If you can, and I realize in the middle of a superhero fight you're not going to have time, but try to afterwards. On your phone or whatever, try to keep kind of notes of the time between doses. We'll see if there's an actual pattern. Yeah,
All
time
right.
between doses. Roughly your level of activity between doses, that sort of thing.
And like, I also know like because the applicating device is the same device over and over, there is like the 0.01 percentile like loss over time with like just the machine getting a little bit less efficient.
Yes, that wouldn't be enough to make up the 15 minutes of difference you're noticing, though. That'd be a very small amount.
Yeah. It's just going to be like, it's probably going to be a combination of a lot of factors all together that add up to the 15. Where like, this is adding like an extra 3 or 4. This is adding like, I'm just trying to keep all of the like the little things in mind.
Oh, that is fair. That is fair. We do want to take in all variables.
And we also have like a small percentile loss, and I'll pull out the device because I'm like, due to the whole professor thing, I am doing an extra check on the medicine before I insert, which is probably going to take like a little bit of it out.
We can compensate for that, though. I can put a little bit more in the next batch of applicators. Yeah, and he takes notes on how much your little testing device uses, to test. And he's jotting down some of his own notes as he walks out the door. So now it's just y'all and Carol in the room. She's still sipping her coffee.
Well, thank you for joining us for this meeting, Carol.
Oh yeah, hey, this is, well, not meetings specifically, but superhero excitement is kind of what I was wanting to not experience. What's the word when you're vicariously experience?
I think I understand that.
I'm sorry that you got involved in like the super spy hero side of it and not like the cool fight side of it.
We all have had some cool fights. I mean, sure, the clown girl at the shopping center, I wasn't here for that, but at least I'm pretty sure that wasn't Carol. I'm pretty sure that was other guy. Dennis. What do you think the chances are they're going to raid the base that the villains will raid y'all's base at any, or our base at any point?
Non-zero.
But considering we're like offloading all of our problems onto someone else that we assume they'd assault the base for, it's going to be like a little less likely.
Okay. She's like, I don't, listening to y'all while y'all have a super fight is great. I don't know if I want to be in the building while one's going down.
Oh yeah, no, that they suck. They suck. Every second of them sucks.
Like, I'll reach into my pocket and pull out a container of spray on knee pads and just put it party edition and put it gently in her hand of like, if like a fight does break out, just like crack that and just run, and it'll keep you like good for like a couple bullets.
Okay, yeah, I will. Actually, I think I'll attach this under the desk in the command center and let Dennis know it's there too. That way, whichever one of us is on duty has access to it.
Yeah, just in case. Like, I make a lot of the stuff.
All right, so she heads back to her chair, or to the command center, as she calls it. All right, so now it's just y'all in the room. What are y'all gonna do?
I suppose Boogeyman's going to just get ready to start going through the
Now,
the company systems.
We did get some information about a second location in Detroit, didn't we? Not like
That
actual
was
information of where it was, but
Yes.
Yeah.
A second location, not the giant robot lab, not the abandoned one that K2 came out of. So yeah,
Yeah, Animatrix
there is a
knew there
third
was
location in Chicago, in Detroit, that we don't know the location of.
right. And I think Animatrix had mentioned that it was something he was set up to do some of his genetics work in, which is also what he was doing in the one Karen 2 escape, Miss Manhattan escape from. And he scuttled that as soon as he realized she'd escaped. He scuttled that one. That's when y'all went back. There was nothing but a few of those little cameras attached to let him see who came to investigate.
Do you all have any thoughts on how we might locate that new site?
Honestly, not currently, because end of the day, unknown spot in the city of Detroit is a net too big to be worth using.
Oh, come on. It's just one city.
Was Boogeyman based out of Detroit, or where was he from?
He's from Rhodes Ferry.
Okay, that's right.
Yes, and that is one of our made-up cities, but yeah.
I asked because Boogeyman's the one with closest to having any, underworld ties.
Boogeyman is probably the more of the detective on the team. Whippet probably has some experience in that sort of thing, though I don't know. Actually was Whippet.
I have an idea, but it's just not something the influencer would think of.
What is Curtis the player's idea, however?
I'm thinking if you didn't build an underground facility on the level, legitimately, then you had to use some shady resources to do that. We don't have contact with Detroit's criminal underground, but they might have an idea who or how this was built or where. Because they might have, I'm just assuming, and it may be a leap, but I'm just assuming that they must have been involved at some level. I mean, not a big level, but at some level, to think, oh yeah, something's going on here.
Honestly, not a bad idea. Just doing old-fashioned boots on the ground, shake down the organized crime end of things.
Are y'all gonna go beat up some of Eddie the Lizard's people?
Yeah.
Alright, are y'all splitting up to go shake people down, or y'all doing this as a team?
Probably would get more done by splitting up.
Alright, so every hero for themselves, or y'all gonna split up into like teams of 2?
I'm going to say teams of 2.
Teams of 2.
Alright, so buddy system.
Recalling what was promised to the Rook, Boogeyman would probably volunteer to go with Whippet.
Okay.
Because I don't want to make her mom mad.
So I'm going to step outside of character for a moment. Has Whippet stated that she is on the outs with the Rook? to us?
Oh gosh, we definitely know that she is, but I don't know the answer to that question.
Because I
don't
feel like
remember.
Whippet has physically said things about like trying to do her own thing, but I can't recall perfectly.
I think y'all would have gotten the impression that there's some kind of beef there, but not necessarily. You might not know to exactly what degree.
So I would like to state the idea of Boogeyman going, it's going to be me and the girl I know who hates the Rook out of the three of us gonna go see the Rook is kind of funny.
No, no. No, we're not seeing the Rook personally. Like, this just Canvas doing like shaking down the crime.
He's just fulfilling his promise to the Rook to keep Whippet
Yeah, keep an eye on her.
safe and out of trouble, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, the influencer's obviously a company man. Skater Boy just said we can't trust him, so.
I said there was the potential you couldn't trust me.
And how's he going to explain to the Rook? Well, the guy that said I might not be able to trust him, I trusted him to watch your daughter.
Turns out he was a literal bomb.
Then she gets a skateboard to the back of the head. I'm awful sorry.
All right. I'll go stand next to the influencer. I'll lead him. I've got, like, no idea how to shake down people at night. Like,
I'm not great at it, but
So
People
genuinely, everyone thinks, oh, you're going to break their fingers or rip out their toenails or whatever. You can get so much done by just dangling someone off of a rooftop. Like, it is amazing the things people tell you. Like, not even a tall rooftop, like a standard house. Standard house's height is enough for people just to tell you their entire plan. Not that I know from experience.
I do it all the time.
it's weird because, like, I've seen people, like, die in this job. And somehow, like, I've just never gotten around to, like, threatening people.
Well, I think that Skater Boy and I could find some CD
Yeah,
villain bar.
We'll, like, work something out.
And if nothing else, I can take over someone and try and start a conversation and steer it towards construction of something secret.
All right, so Influencer and Skater Boy are going to go look for a villain bar.
I mean, it's Detroit.
It's, like,
I'm sure
not
there must
impossible.
be. There must be such a thing.
I love how to find a secret villain base. We're going to look for a different secret villain base. Because I'm so adverse to threatening people.
Honestly, going into a bar just buying a few rounds for everyone there will probably be just as effective.
I mean, let's be honest. Influencer and Skater Boy are probably not the ones to intimidate information out of somebody. That's just not going to be how it works.
But we are the mentalists.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
All right. And what is the Boogeyman Whippet team's method of this?
So, I recommend going through some getting together a list of known criminals, both super and non, who have been associated with any sort of like weird construction, basically. Just known people have been known to act as heavies for criminal organizations. People have been involved with constructing hideouts, stuff like that. Any ex-henchmen that might be floating around in the city.
Okay. All right, I need both groups, somebody in each group to give me a investigation roll, if you've got investigate. If not, it's straight intellect.
Do you have investigation?
I've got like an intellect of 3 and like probability control, so I can give you a +2.
Well, I've got my intellect is 4, but your probability control onto
Can
your
work on
intellect
you.
is... Oh, okay.
Yeah. He can make. He can
I
make.
can give you good luck.
Okay. Are you ready for me to roll, Jason?
Yes. Go ahead. Oh, I should probably roll difficult.
Okay.
All right, 9 is the number to beat.
1d6.
+6. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah. Boom. Not a massive success, but, you know.
Better than we should have gotten.
Right.
All right, and would I get a +1 from Whippet helping me?
Yes, that's fair. And 7 is the number to beat. All right, so influencer, you do some research online. You actually look through some like old phone books. And online, you find that there used to be a bar called the Secret Lair Tavern. And there's actually like a news thing about some heroes going in and cleaning that place out and it burning down. Interestingly enough, though, at that same site there's it's been rebuilt over the years, and there's now a place there called the Bottomless Pit Stop.
That looks like our place.
Which and that second name screams supervillain lair a little bit less. Like they're a little less obvious.
I mean, they could have named it the not so obviously secret lair, but
the Overlord's Respite was another name I was thinking about using. I'll probably use that at some later date in some other city.
So, Skater Boy, how do you hold your liquor?
With like 2 hands and a smile.
All right, are y'all going in costume or in street clothes?
Oh no, I think we should go. We don't want to be recognized as the Visionaries, or we're just going to get our asses kicked. Don't you agree?
I'm gonna be like real honest with you. I'm like a publicly known figure. Costume or not, I've run the news cycles. I've got like big scar on my face. I'll wear casual clothes because like, why not? But like, if you're trying to be sneaky, I'm like not the guy.
Fair enough.
Boogeyman's just gonna hand him a little face mask, like just a standard little medical mask. COVID conscious, I guess.
That would more or less cover the scar, at least most of it. I mean, how he's going to drink his liquor at the bar with a mask on, you know? Run a straw up under it, maybe.
I spend 10 minutes attaching a zipper to the mask to unzip it to drink and zip it back closed.
I like it.
Oh my god.
It's like that cartoon I never watched about like the people that eat people. So yes, I will wear casual clothes, by which I mean a regular shirt and my jorts, and the mask with the zipper.
Is it at least a different colored shirt than what you usually wear?
Yeah, it's an orange shirt.
All right, and Boogeyman and Whip-It were looking up known henchmen to go harass.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so y'all head out. I don't guess y'all would take the flyer. Well, let's see. Would y'all take the flyer for this, or y'all heading out on foot? / in a car?
Probably best to head out on foot.
Okay.
Or Uber.
Lie.
Influencer and Skater Boy could take an Uber. That wouldn't draw any real attention.
You guys are like crazy. I have a skateboard and I have a super speed. Why would I sit in a car?
To not draw attention.
Fine, I'll like ride in a car.
It's not that bad, honest.
Yeah, like I've ridden in cars. It's just like we're in a city, like traveling through the city. It's like, why wouldn't I like skate it? But I understand like having you piggyback on me on the board would be like awkward for you, I guess. But I'm like not downloading an app on my phone about it. You're gonna have to like do that part.
Fair enough.
All right, as y'all are leaving, give me awareness checks, please. Awareness rolls. Ooh, not a hard one at all. 5 is the number to beat.
Oh wow.
I like succeeded.
Influencer succeeded. Barely.
In a rare moment, Skater Boy is aware.
Oh, did we get one from Boogeyman?
Oh, sure. I'll go ahead and give it a roll. I'm so sorry.
No, no problem. Awareness.
Oh, ooh.
All right. So you're going through the lobby, and there's workers from the building. Coming and going. It's the normal foot traffic through the building. But Boogeyman and Whip-It get some looks because they're leaving in costume. Like everybody that works in the building knows y'all are here. It's not it's not shocking, but it's still kind of, oh, that's neat. And let's look at them for just a minute and make sure a fight's about to break out. No, they're just leaving. Okay. But there was one guy who, he's in casual conversation with another employee. Sees Boogeyman and Whip-It, and his face just scowls up.
Uh-oh.
And he just sort of mean mugs you as y'all walk out.
Do we recognize this person?
No, he's not somebody that's ever been in like the base. This is down on the ground level, not people that have been in y'all's base, just other people that work in the building. Y'all's base is only the top part of the building. Base is the part that's on top of the V. Let's see. Boogeyman got a major success. So you notice the person he was talking to kind of tap him on the shoulder. Dude, let it go. Let it go. It's fine. Dude, just let it go.
Boogeyman is gonna try to engage the man in conversation. Hey,
His buddy's like, oh no.
I mean, you got it, right?
is there a? I'm trying to phrase this as best I can. Did we offend you at some point? I'm terribly sorry. Boogeyman never had the opportunity to introduce myself to you before.
Did you offend me? Did you offend me? The guy talking to him he's literally taking like half turn away now. Do you know how long I have worked for this company? Do you know how long? Do you know how long I've worked in this building?
No, sir.
I've worked for 3 different companies in this building, each one getting bought up by another one before Futuro bought us out. 20 years. 20 years I've been here. And finally, I get a window with an office. I mean, office with a window. And then they hire you people, and they put a big effing V in front of my window.
God, I'm so sorry. Oh, man. I'm so sorry that stupid V screwed up your window view. I genuinely am. I hate seeing it as much as you hate not seeing out of that window, and I'm very sorry about that, boss.
Give me a willpower. Do you have, let's see, what, he sees if you have any specialties that might factor in.
I'm sorry. I'm tucked in a moment. Are you being sarcastic with this guy?
No, genuinely not.
Okay, because the way you said it, I was like, hold on, time out. I may get involved to tell you to stop being a jerk to this guy.
No.
Well, you have performance, but you're not really acting. You're genuinely being sorry. But
yeah. Could I tap regular guy in an irregular world?
that sounds very appropriate.
Okay. Oh, nope. I add a 6 to whatever I just rolled.
Oh, you rolled the d6
So
with
that
just
would
the
be
plus 2.
11.
Okay. You know, you're talking to him. You sound sincere. He's actually calming down. You know, by the end of the conversation, he's like, "Well, okay, you know, maybe I was going a little overboard with it. It's super frustrating, but you know, I guess really it's the boss. You know, it's the CEO's fault, or you know, whatever. Not really yours. You know."
It really is just super garish, and I'm sorry, screwed you and probably a good number of other people here over. Because like that would be a good view it's taking up.
And yeah, there'd be quite a few windows. Considering it's on 2 sides of the building, that's quite a few windows covered up by that V. Now, some of those floors, it may be labs or something where they had it blocked off anyway.
Wow.
But he seems to feel better having just had the opportunity to vent. His buddy, it looks relieved, like, oh God, I may never have to hear about this again. Oh, thank goodness.
Tell you what, I'm going to talk to somebody. I'm going to see if we can't get like a small the section of it covering your window replaced with something like, I don't know, maybe some like 2-way glass or 1-way glass. Like having a, you know,
that'd be better than nothing.
interrogation windows.
At least get some light in. So yeah, you know, so that slows Boogeyman and Whip It down. Do the influencer and Skater Boy hang around for this entire conversation, or they go ahead and go their way?
I was kind of curious. Like, so I would have hung around and listened, unless Skater Boy went on.
Like, you're the one that knows what car we're supposed to find. Because we're taking a fucking Uber. That company that drains its drivers of all their money without paying them properly.
Yeah.
They're not even union. It sucks.
All right, then before the conversation is over, influencer's getting a notice from his Uber driver that the driver's outside waiting.
Yeah, I guess we better.
All right, so y'all load in the car and drive off. Boogeyman, you're shaking hands. With these two guys.
What's his name, by the way?
It's a very good name.
I'm so sorry.
Alan. I almost said Scott, but that'd be comic book reference.
Diggersby.
No.
What?
Greg.
Well, Mr. Bragg, I'm glad we were able to have this little talk. And seriously, I will try and get in touch with someone, see about getting you some kind of natural light in there.
I'd really appreciate that.
You have a good night, man.
Oh, yeah, you too. Boogeyman, making friends and influencing people.
The pettiest things can turn into odd costumes and fancy guns very, very quickly is something that Boogeyman has internalized since he started doing this thing. So glad to get that squashed.
Unless you failed to get his window opened up. Do you know what they did? They fired me when they found out I was complaining.
This sounds like a labor board issue.
All right, so y'all head off to the shadier side of town. We'll start off with the influencer and skater boy arriving at the bottomless pit stop.
This should be fun.
And it's not in the best part of town. It's not in the worst part of town. You almost get the impression for it that the outside decor is trying to look a little sketchy. Whether that's to try to repel normies or attract them, you're not really sure. But y'all go in. It's a dimly lit bar. Cigarette smoke hangs in the air. There's pool tables over to one side. There's a few people eating. This is not one of those bars that's as much a restaurant as it is a bar, but clearly you can order food here. Looks like burgers and chicken finger kind of stuff, but probably steak. And it's reasonably busy.
There's nobody in costumes.
No, nobody's just blatantly in costumes. There's a few people that are way bigger than normal people, oddly bigger than normal people.
With my occult specialty, do I detect? Could I figure out if there's magic happening inside the building?
I'm not sure that would give you a sense of magic, or if it'd be more like if you saw runes or something. Hey, give me an awareness check. See what you notice in the room. 6 is the number to beat.
And it will be a total of an 8 because my occult is 1 plus 1.
Okay.
Just looking for magic to make people look different or anything.
All right, so glancing around the room, while it's very kind of lightly painted on, you do notice some sigils around the by the windows. That look like they're there to stop, to prevent people from being spied on.
It keeps inside sounds in, keeps outside looky loos.
Probably.
Out.
It would probably make scrying into this, difficult. You don't know if it would work on like psychic powers or if it would just be magic. That kind of depends on the specifics of the ward that is generating. It'd be possible to make such things where you couldn't look through the window. But y'all can, the windows are tinted a little bit, but y'all can kind of see through the windows walking up, so you don't think it's quite that strong. But and what it would do to like technological listening devices, you really don't know.
I'll let Influencer know that this is certainly a place where people who know how to do some strange things are definitely at.
Let's see, amongst the clients, you see one guy with a golden torque that does not seem to match up with anything else he's wearing. It's got markings on it that with your occult you recognize as being Fey related in some way. You don't know enough to know off the top of your head what that thing's supposed to be doing, but if it's Fey, then illusions could definitely be involved. What with glamours and all.
All right, like, what did you want to do here?
We are going to make some friends.
And as y'all are standing around examining, one of the serving staffs comes by. Y'all can just take a seat if you want to, or if you go up to the bar. If you sit at a table, one of us will be by to take your order, in a minute. If you go to the bar, of course, Randy will take care of you, and she gestures towards the bartender that you assume must be Randy.
I guess take a seat.
At a table or at the bar?
I kind of think maybe at the bar. What do you think?
I'm following your lead. Letting this go exactly as I imagined it.
Good.
That's probably not well. I'm not feeling a lot of faith here, Skater Boy.
Well, you did just say a superhero name to my face rather than just calling me Stephen inside a supervillain bar. So we can start with that.
You're not listening to us. I kind of look around. Are they?
Have y'all? So y'all are walking over to the bar while this bit of the conversation is going on.
Yeah, I'm following him to the bar. Yes.
The bartender, Randy, looks like he's the only person that might have overheard. And he is just staring dead at Skater Boy.
I'm not Skater Boy.
I just enjoy the fact that my only disguise is a mask over my face. I'm still wearing my jorts. I still have my skateboard on. It's just it's so blatantly obvious who I am.
The only way this could have gone worse is if I'd been playing Land Shark.
Just sit down at the bar. Can I like?
I just
Start
like
with a
I kind of look at the
mojito?
bartender, and I'm like, you'll have to excuse my friend. He's yeah, that's it. He's
Oh, we've met.
oh.
Skitter boy, when you hear that voice, give me. For memory, would it be awareness or intellect? Yeah, awareness or intellect, whichever one you'd rather use.
I'll use intellect and tap my quality. I can like hang with anyone to try to remember.
Okay. Alright, then give me a roll. You need to beat a 6.
It'll be this plus 2.
Okay.
It'll be a 6.
Alright, so that's a marginal success. Yeah, like, he looks really familiar. You can't quite place where you know him from. You're pretty sure it was over in Cali somewhere that you ran into this guy. But, oh, that voice is super familiar, but you just can't put a name to it.
Well, like, his name's Randy. But, like...
You know that's fair.
Like... But this is a lot of states away to be, like, seeing you.
So you remember me.
I mean, like, I don't remember most people. That's kind of like the whole thing about, like, the decades I was out of the game was, like, due to, like, brain problems.
The papers call me Randy the Dandy.
Is that enough to, like...
That's enough, it jars your memory. Oh, yeah, he was like this, like, you know, super charismatic gigolo type guy that was taking advantage of women. That he wound up tied up with, like, some other more typical supervillainy type villains. Yeah, that's why his nose is crooked, because you wound up popping him across the face with your skateboard at one point. It's really surprising they didn't get that fixed when he was in prison.
Yeah, that seems like a super easy thing to fix.
And, like, age has taken an effect on him. He's not quite the pretty boy that he was.
So, like,
We're honestly, Randy, we're not here to cause any trouble.
like, is this a situation where you would like me to just, like, leave?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we should ask the fellas. Hey, fellas, to the room. Would we like Skater Boy here to just leave, or should he hang around for a little while? Are you okay, Curtis?
Fine.
So the entire room is looking at you now. The two ladies that were like the wait staff that were running around, they're on opposite ends of the room. They stop, look at each other, and one of them kind of does a little pantomime of smoking. The other one nods, and they it's like they're heading out back.
I'm just here to try to, like, get information to help find a girl that was kidnapped.
Oh, that's so sweet. Guys, isn't that sweet?
I'm looking for the biggest guy in the room.
I put a hand on your shoulder. Like, don't.
Well, now, who's your buddy here? Oh, that's right. Influencer doesn't wear a mask either, does he?
No, he's not well known, but he doesn't wear a mask.
Let's see, does the general public know that you possess people?
That's a good question.
I'm going to say that there's definitely rumors that that's how your powers work, or rumors that you might be mind control, or rumors that you might be super charismatic. The company's never specified what the influencer does.
And I'm just gonna, hold up a beer and I'll say, the name's Mal. It means bad. And take a drink.
You hear some chairs scooting back. Some people are standing up.
Like, if you all want to take a turn, like, beating the hell out of me, that's fine. I just need to find information.
And there's some people in the room that aren't standing up. They're looking around like, oh, it's like work following me to the bar. Great. And there's one fella in the corner that it's like he's trying not to laugh. He's just looking at the two of you. He's just shaking his head.
And it's like, look, obviously this is not what we intended here. We just want to know, we just want a little bit of information. We know there's been some construction that happened recently that would have been off the books, and we're hoping to make some friends and find out a little bit about it. That's all. We don't want trouble.
And one of the random people in the crowd is like, oh, but you found it.
I was going to buy around for everyone, but if it's trouble, then, whatever.
All right, so you guys get everyone to give me initiative rolls.
Yeah, we do. I'll take it on a 9.
All right, so that's Skater Boy on a 9.
Yes, we should always follow Curtis's plans.
I would like to state every moment of this was Skater Boy warning this was gonna happen. Because Skater Boy has tried this before and it fails. You don't go into the villain bar unless you are stronger than everyone in the villain bar. And Skater Boy is not powerful.
All right. So yeah, the gang, like I said, and there's some people in the bar that just are not getting involved, including one of the really big guys that would probably even worrisome is still just sitting in his. He's shaking his head. He's just drinking out of his mug, his big oversized mug of beer. But all right, so yeah, you say that last line, and they all start forward, and then we'll cut away to Boogeyman and Whippet.
Yay!
Hope you have better luck.
Whippet's about to be here, quote unquote.
Oh, I had not seen that post. Ah, excellent.
The blessed Mike.
Ah, yeah.
You've missed another moment of Skater Boy showing his experience and being ignored.
Also, my brilliant plans coming to
Your brilliant plan of calling me Skater Boy after telling me not to wear my uniform in the middle of a villain bar. There are so many other characters I could be who would be so excited to be in this situation.
Yeah, we all have characters that would be better for this than the ones we've got.
Quick, back that real quick.
Just a moment while I get the camera straightened up. Oh wait, there we go. All right. Hey, Mike.
Hello.
All right. To catch you up right quick, there was a you got back to Detroit, no issues. Majestic 7 is staying somewhere with Mr. Manhattan. Since y'all weren't sure if y'all's equipment might be spying on you, he didn't say where. Boogeyman, y'all gave y'all's equipment a going over. Didn't notice any weird spy, any bugs on it or anything. Went back to base, had a serious meeting where y'all filled Offerman in on what you found out. So he's going to the board to try to figure out who it was that was influencing the team to put Boogeyman and Whippet on there. Since apparently Professor Prometheus had nudged the company to do that.
Oh boy. The both of us?
Yes, apparently he saw y'all as good examples of like peak normal humanity. Peak non-powered humanity.
Oh.
And he wants to bootstrap humanity up to superhuman, into superhuman, so. The assumption is that he may want to empower you in some way. But that's an assumption. I have not verified.
Ah, gotcha.
So you filled Offerman and, like the main team. You have now split up. The Influencer and Skater Boy went to what they were hoping was a villain bar, the bottomless pit stop. There was a bar at that location years ago called the Secret Lair Tavern that, heroes busted in on it one time and it wound up burning down. When they arrived, it ends up that the bartender used to be Randy the Dandy, this sort of villainous lady killer, not literally killing them, but, gigolo style guy that took advantage of a lot of older women over in California. That Skater Boy had encountered before and broken his nose. So, despite them going in plain clothes, they got spotted pretty quick. Partially because the Influencer called Skater Boy as they're walking up to the bar.
Yep.
Whippet and Boogeyman were heading off to do some old school, thug shakedowns in the bad part of town. Going to areas that they knew should have some, supervillain henchman types there. In both cases, you're trying to find information on basically who around here builds supervillain bases. Because Dr. Prometheus had to have had help building, or Professor Prometheus had to have help building that robot construction site underground. And some of the information that you gathered last session, he was setting up a new base here in town for some of his genetic research to replace the one that Miss Manhattan broke out of. Because he scuttled that one as soon as he realized it was compromised. So, Influencer and Skater Boy have a fight about to start, and then we've cut away to you and Boogeyman, or Whippet and Boogeyman, in another part of town.
Okay. Again, we've been shaking up known henchmen locations.
Yeah, that's what y'all are on the way to do.
Gotcha.
There was a slight delay leaving the main lobby of your building because Boogeyman noticed somebody mean mugging.
Yeah.
Turns out it was an office worker who had just
One of the most violent beatings that have ever been portrayed on this show.
But yeah, there was an upset office worker because he had, after 20 years, had finally got an office with a window. And then the company put a big V in front of the window. But Boogeyman was able to talk him down, so hopefully he won't become a villain someday.
What would he be called? What would that villain be called? I wonder.
The Demonstrator.
Demonstrator.
That would be an ideal. I was thinking the Window Viper. He goes around wiping out windows. If he can't have a window, nobody can have a window. All right, so y'all are in a rough part of town. You've got you'd managed to gather together a list of, ex-cons, basically. The kind of guys that'll be, they'll do a nickel in jail. They'll get out. They'll immediately get hired by some other villain. You know, it's like some people are just almost practically addicted to being supervillain minions.
Yeah, you probably got a closet full of different minion outfit uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the pay is probably pretty good.
Health insurance.
You just have to be careful to get the ones that don't, you know, to avoid the ones that shoot their own minions for, you know, dumb stuff.
No. Yeah, their union advocated for at least one written warning before you get executed summarily.
No, you get one verbal, one written, and then it's summary
And one
execution.
projectile.
They have to be within 2 minutes of each other, minimum.
It's just bad form to trapdoor minions willy-nilly.
I literally saw the video today where Blofeld from that James Bond movie drops the woman in the piranha tank.
Right. So yeah, feet to leather and hands to lapels if we need to.
All right, so the first one you look up is a fella named Willie Styles. He's worked for a few different, villain gangs. He tends to avoid the absolute, the absolute psychos. He's not somebody that like hires on for like the Joker or somebody like that.
Yeah.
He's got some self-preservation instinct. He's also got a reputation for having, for never squealing to the cops.
Oh, we're not the cops, so he'll be fine.
That's true. If he talks to you, there's no record of it. So for a little bit that y'all are staking out his apartment, he leaves. Pulls his coat tight. Actually, let's see. What time of year was it?
I want to say it's getting into fall in game.
Okay, I was trying to remember if it was close to real seasons or not.
No, I think I remember it being like in springtime, like a distro turbo.
Makes sense.
Yeah, right when we started, that makes sense. Okay. So forget a jacket. He steps out. He lights up a smoke. He gives what's supposed to be sort of a casual glance around. Both of your characters, both Boogeyman and Whippet, have roughed up enough thugs and tracked down enough henchmen that you recognize the whole. He's alert. He's literally scoping out the area before he goes to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
He does not, however, look up, and I am picturing y'all kind of on a rooftop.
Sure.
About how far down is he from us?
You're on like a 3-story building.
Okay. Do we know which apartment is his?
Yeah, if you knew enough to get to the building, y'all probably just have his address.
All right. Well, I say we head on inside the building and wait for him to come back inside.
Okay.
Like just be waiting for him at the door.
So y'all are going to his apartment, or just inside like the little lobby area of the building?
That's where we're going into the apartment. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Give me if y'all don't want to be seen, give me a stealth roll.
Will do.
Because he has an apartment. So other people coming and going.
And that's a coordination roll?
Yes. And like the stealth specialty if you've got it.
Yep. 3 ranks of it. Ooh.
Oh shit.
I've not been rolling great today. Thank God for specialties.
Yep. All right, but 6 was the number to beat, and both of you got 9s. So yeah, y'all get up into his apartment, no problem. You know, you have to pick the lock. It's a lock in a crappy, on a crappy apartment door. It's not.
You jiggle the handle enough, it's gonna open.
Yeah, it's not a challenge for somebody with your skill and your gadgets and all that jazz. And y'all are in his apartment. You have sort of a living room kitchenette. You know, you step immediately in. It's a living room and kitchenette, and there's like one bedroom. You know, off of the main room and the bathroom. You know, it's not a large apartment at all.
Gonna take a quick look through any drawers. Lift up the toilet sink, or the toilet lid for the tank the toilet's tank lid to see if he stashed anything in there.
There is a handgun and a plastic bag attached to the bottom of it, as well as another little baggie with a roll of cash.
I'm gonna stick the handgun in my pocket.
In case I need to shoot anybody later and frame somebody for it.
And I presume we need to catch it.
Yeah, I don't feel like taking the guy's money just yet. It's not that he's opposed to it. It's just, not just yet. I'm probably gonna give the gun back, even maybe.
I mean, it could have been earned, honestly.
So yeah, you go through his drawers and you're finding, his clothes, a couple of knives, not like any kind of not freaky knives or anything, just
Steak knives.
Decent. Well, that'd be going to the kitchen drawers, but I was thinking in the bedroom. Now they're fold-out knives and they're quite sharp. He's got them quite sharp.
I'm gonna pocket all those too. If there's any really nice folding knives, I'm probably gonna keep that one.
There's one. It looks like it's got some age on it, but like it's got a wooden handle that's clearly been used, rubbed smooth by people using it. Well cared for it though. You check his closets, and the only thing that really sticks out, like for just a brief second, you wonder if this guy's got a fursona.
Oh.
Because there is a fairly fancy, like animal head mask in there.
Wait, we've seen this before, haven't we?
Yes, I believe they're called the Zoo Gang.
That's right.
And they are known to work
from the. Yeah, that's from issue 1, right? Or debut issue.
Yes. That Evil Eye guy, what was his name?
I think it was Evil Eye.
Yeah, I think he spelled it weird or something, but yeah, I think it was just. He was not a super creative type.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was evil, and then the letter I. But yeah, he is the minions he had with him, the goons, were all Zoo Gang guys. Technically, the Zoo Gang works for a crime boss named the Black Dragon. The players would probably remember him more as Eddie the Lizard. So that gives you some indication of who this guy's working for now. Other than that, you find some drugs. No large amount. Not enough that you make you think this guy's a dealer.
There's just personal stuff.
Yeah. And nothing too hard. Some weeds, some mushrooms.
Yeah. I suppose just wait in the corners, wait for the guy to come back.
All right.
Just trying to find out who he knows about, like what he knows about like a supervillain headquarter providers or construction.
Yeah, pretty much. Just any sort of unusual construction would have involved some high-tech stuff.
Yeah, the theory was it would have had to have been done off the books and not, a legitimate construction site. So we thought maybe the underworld would have some whisperings of where this was done.
You don't suppose Uncle Jumbucks would know anything about that, would you?
Do what?
Would we suppose our friend Mr. Jumbucks might know the connections?
Well, he owned a scrapyard or whatever, or a recycling facility. So I don't know if y'all really had any indication.
I'm sorry.
He might have printed some equipment, so that is like an avenue we could invest. And
Yeah, we didn't think
ask around about.
him.
I couldn't remember if he had actually had outside villains, but he might have worked on the kind of a gray zone as far as tech reclamation was concerned, but I don't think he had any overt criminal connections. Is that correct?
Not that y'all know of. No, there's nothing that really indicated that. I mean, clearly he had some sort of deal going on with Techniki, and she's one of those borderline types that the police want her for questioning on a few things, but she has never actually been arrested for anything. So y'all wait around about 45 minutes. He comes back in. He's got some Chinese takeout with him.
Probably about the three.
Does Whip Out say that? Does Whip Out say that when he walks in?
Actually, that would be kind of funny if he says that. But no, I'll keep going.
So are y'all...
Hey,
Okay. He gives a jump, drops the Chinese food.
well, that's a tragedy.
It's like there's a slight pause where it's like he might be about to go for a weapon. He takes one look at you and he just turns around and bolts back for the front door.
That tackle him.
All right, give me a roll. Ooh, max roll. 9's the number to beat.
Athletics.
Beg pardon?
Would athletics give me a little bit of a help to this?
No, if you're tackling him, this would probably be wrestling.
Fair enough. All right.
Or if you've got martial
going
arts, I let
tap,
martial arts work since you're just trying to knock him down kind of tackle.
Yeah, I don't have martial arts for that.
Okay.
Might need to pick it up later. I'm going to tap Tough SOB.
Okay,
This is not the first guy I've tried to tackle running out a door.
that's fair. Massive success. So you grab him, you grab him and just on the ground before he even gets a hand on the doorknob.
Oh, no, not doing that, Willie. Not doing that. We just want to ask you a few questions.
I don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I want my lawyer.
Mark. We're not here for anything you did. So
Lawyer.
we're-
Willie, do we need to drag you up to the rooftop? I really don't want to do that, but I will. I can and will.
Hey, look now. I don't know nothing. I'm just a law-abiding citizen these days.
Willie, why do you still have Willie? We have enough. We found enough stuff in here to get you put away for at least a month. Probably a lot longer.
That's probably my girlfriend stuff. She probably left it.
Oh, so she's
okay.
part of
Well, I
the
guess we'll-
gang?
The what? I ain't never heard of him. She was one of those
I'm going to
furries.
I'm going to physically drag him back to the closet and show him his mask.
Yeah,
This
she was a
one
furry.
will. Willie, please. Is this about the time we beat the crap out of y'all? Just play straight with me here, Willie.
He looks like this is kind of usually when that starts to happen. Yeah. This is an experienced henchman. Look, man, I can't rat out about my current boss spits acid. I can't be ratting him out.
Listen, we're
Well,
not
you're right.
interested in Black Dragon. Trust me, I don't want to meet the guy again. He's disgusting.
Oh, he ain't that bad, unless he's spitting.
Yeah, it's
We're
really
more
gross.
we're really more interested in infrastructure connections.
Yeah.
Infrastructure.
Yes, as in as in lair construction.
Give me a willpower roll. Let's see how.
Which one should give the willpower roll?
Both of you can. I'll let you both. Take a shot at it.
Good for me.
All right. So yeah, Whippet hasn't been super intimidating. Probably because she hasn't gone for his eyes yet.
One time you maul one eyeball.
Oh, I forget who it was, but somebody had Whippet doing that last week too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was to a lady with a force shield, so it wasn't as big a deal. At least I think it was the lady with the force shield. That or the energy guy, I forget.
So I've whipped the ant like Evil Eye in the face, Mary Contrary in the face, and then that last person.
All right. So between the two of you, though, he is getting a little bit intimidated. Like he really doesn't want to go to jail for a month, and he knows the stuff he had in the apartment. All right, you guys being straight with me. You're not interested in Black Dragon.
No. At least not right now. And if we do, I swear on my oath as a leg breaker, we'll shake somebody else down.
I appreciate that. Now I don't know a whole lot about infrastructure, but I know when the Black Hats need something built, they go to the zoning board.
Zoning board?
Not the city zoning board. This is a group called the zoning board. But I don't know how to contact him because I'm kind of street level.
Would you know who would?
Well, my boss would, but he ain't the sort that want to talk to you. I do know the zoning board occasionally hires folks like myself, if we're not currently employed, to do some of the physical labor. Even a few like low-level supers, or like retired supers. So there's a local guy. You're not from around here. You might not have heard of him. Called Bill Dozer. I know he gets hired by him a lot. Super strength. Enough to have been a name back in the day. But he's mostly retired out of the game these days.
Didn't we encounter a brick named Bill?
I really hope it's not the same guy.
The Bill, if y'all encountered one.
think it was let's see,
I think one of the military guys.
Yeah, that would not
Yeah.
be that would not be Big Bill Banks. Yeah, y'all have encountered a Bill. No, that wouldn't be this guy.
Okay, Bill Dozer and Big Bill Banks.
Because y'all got a little background information on the other Bill, and he was former military mercenary type that clearly had gotten supered up recently. He knows Bill still lives here in town.
Any idea about any place he likes to hit up?
Oh yeah, he goes to the old villain bar still.
Oh, hold on. Might be a place we should check. Any place else? I doubt you have his home address, would you?
No. I've met the guy once or twice on job. While I've been in this job, but not. We ain't tied or nothing. If you got a legal contact to get you his Christian name or whatever. You might be able to get his home address that way. Because he got busted a few times. It's not like his identity is exactly a secret these days. But other than that, yeah, the bottomless pit stop's the best place to find him.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Willie. And I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna go pick up his Chinese food. Did any of it spill out of the containers?
It was 2 foam containers in a plastic bag, so you can tell where a little bit of something has spilled out into the bag, but it's not a complete disaster.
All right. I'm just gonna hand him back his Chinese food and your assortment of knives and guns. And your gun. I'm just gonna leave it on the counter. I will be keeping the magazine and anything in the chamber. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
All right. And I might try to find like something a little bit more above board than this. At least something a little bit more dignity. Okay?
He just looks at you like you can't believe you're judging him.
Has Payroll by any chance like set up any kind of I don't know, jobs program for rehabilitated criminals? Is that a thing we've brought up yet, or that they've done on their own?
It's not something they're doing or have done. It's something you could bring up to them.
Boogeyman's probably just gonna pencil a little note. Detroit chapter of the Monsters? ?
Is that your local organization program thing?
More or less, yeah.
I've been meaning, yeah, that's good because I've been meaning to ask Boogeyman about that. So cool.
Apple.
You want this off? Sure.
Baby loved it.
There you go, baby. She needed help disassembling a little toy keychain she had.
All right, so y'all are leaving Willie's apartment. As you're doing so, Boogeyman, your burner phone vibrates.
I didn't.
Bob's Pizza Emporium. Bob speaking.
You hear a woman's voice you recognize. Yeah, I need a pizza delivered to, and gives you, the top floor of, and then gives you a building address.
Not a problem. Will there be... Not a problem. And he's gonna cut his eyes under his helmet over towards Whippet and just start sweating.
Whippet,
Uh-oh.
give me an awareness roll. We'll see how loud this phone is.
Pretty loud, it looks like, for my roll.
Ooh. You're You're not making out a whole lot of the individual words. But boy, the voice on that phone sounds like your mother.
I will file that away for future reference.
So Whippet makes no reaction at the time.
I'll try anyway, unless my emotions get the better of me. I
Give
mean,
me a
I do
willpower.
have. Actually, you know what? You could cause me trouble with my estranged teen from the super family thing. If you think
Oh.
that me being aware would be more trouble than not.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Even if I gave you trouble for you to go off about it right at this very moment, it's not really hindering anything or anybody right now.
Sure. Well, we'll just say that we'll just say that I do kind of like yeah. We'll just say that my emotions do get the better of me, and I'll just like give up what I know as soon as Boogie hangs up.
All
I
right.
might actually try to like take a look at the number to see if I recognize it, if I can at least pull the phone toward within eyesight.
All right. So Boogie, about the time you're hanging up and nervously glancing over towards Whippet, apparently she is reaching for the phone.
I'm gonna. I assume that the burner phone is just like a little cheapo track phone, and I'm just gonna snap it closed and put it back in my pocket.
Give me coordination rolls, both of you.
Would sleight of hand help?
I would say sleight of hand would help with this. Yes, you might even slide into not have her be sure what pocket you slid it into.
If only I had thought to try to grab it with my whip. Oh yeah, look at that. Not even close.
So yeah, you go. Whippet goes to grab it. And, yeah, it snaps shut. And he sort of Boogeyman sort of half turns, and you're not even sure which pocket he put it in.
Well,
Right.
hey, personal property now. You need to make a call. I can. You need to make a call or something?
I know that voice, Boogie.
What voice?
What do you? That was my mother, wasn't it? Yeah, with your mom, weren't you?
That was someone ordering a pizza.
Boogeyman bluffs.
Oh,
Listen,
really?
can
Is this a side gig now? You're dropping off pizzas
Yes.
with. Well, you must have. I guess you must have really gotten screwed over in your negotiations with the Turo.
Yeah. It's not great. I think I'm technically paying them to be on the team.
Okay. Fine. We'll go ahead and say that. We can go ahead and say this. Yeah, let's just get back to this bulldozer guy. Where's your
Need to,
or
need
maybe
to make a
maybe
pitch up.
better. Okay. Oh, do you now? Okay. Yeah, we don't want that pizza to get cold.
Yeah. Would you be okay just hanging back?
Make it quick.
Say that
I'm
again.
gonna try to make it quick, but to Jason, she's going to try to like trail him.
Okay. All right then. Whippet, give me stealth roll. Boogeyman, give me an awareness.
Just I wish I took stealth. And if he can tell I'm following her, I'll just if he can tell I'm following him, I'll just give up and just let it be, and then just deal with it later.
Okay.
Wait, where's my? Hang on, let me try this again. Okay, stealth roll. There it is. Oh yeah. I'm not following nobody surreptitiously.
So you try for a minute, Boogie, but Boogie clearly spots you.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how often I've been followed by people that want to rip my spinal cord out?
Well, I can guess, given that you're a superhero.
It's a lot. Listen, Whippet. Yes, I've been working a little bit with your mom on on some cases. I didn't want to let it up because I know there's a little bit of tension between you two.
Am I that case? Am I one of those cases?
No, you are not the case.
All right. Well, sorry. Sorry. What was it? What else was Boogie saying?
Oh no, just that I didn't want to come out that I've been in contact with your mother to basically try to avoid this. The tension and anger and the suspicion.
Well,
Also because your mom is scary and you are also very scary.
Weapon will just sigh and say, "Look, just be careful dealing with her. She's intense, and I just don't want any of that. I just don't want that flowing back on you. That's all.
I understand.
That's
I
kind of
do appreciate it.
Now go ahead, get your pizza over there. Hope you get a good tip."
Same.
All right, so Boogeyman makes it to the rendezvous point.
Look around. Do I see her? And I'm also looking up in the air for that admittedly very cool motorcycle.
Yeah.
You look around, you don't see her. You look up. When you look back down, she's just standing there.
Jesus Christ!
She makes no response to that. And then we'll cut back to the bottomless pit stop.
All right. Before we cut back, I would like to state how much I enjoy the fact that Boogeyman was like, "I'm not getting paid." When episode 1, we all discussed how much we were getting paid.
Look, Boogeyman's good at bluffing criminals. Lying to a buddy that just rubs them the wrong way. Can't do it.
Yes,
A buddy with
unlike
a
criminals.
rip people's eyes out with a whip.
You know, luckily you've got a full face helmet, so you're like the perfect person to have to fight with it.
Just running the numbers on what the glass's rating is against a bow whip.
All right, so back at the bar.
Up first in the initiative order is...
Not me.
The guy that was trying not to laugh at you that was sitting in the corner, he goes first. He stands up and in a very fluid motion sort of pulls his he was wearing a light jacket, kind of the shirt, the jacket and his shirt all come off. And he's pulling down with one hand. He's pulling a hood up over his head with the other, or a cowl, I guess you would say. And you see this man. All right, did it show up? Does everybody see this?
And
No.
No, I didn't see it.
Show everybody.
There he is.
All right.
Hey.
So he was in plain clothes with his costume up under the clothes some kind of way.
Isn't he a hero? Isn't this like a bad time for him to?
Maybe he
Yeah,
has
it's
other
Tom
disguises.
Cat.
Yeah, Whippet has actually met him, yes. And then he springs into the crowd and starts, trying to thin people out. Not to be critical, but you guys aren't real good at this, are you? Alright, where did I... Un momento while I... try to find... Where did I... Well, crap. I literally closed a window that I already had open and needed. Oopsie.
This is something no DM running on a virtual tabletop has ever done before.
No, I'm the first one. I'm terribly embarrassed about it. Alright. So he's got a prowess of 7 plus his martial arts. Alright, so yeah, he lays into one of the thugs or one of the, well, you don't know who they are because they're all in plain clothes too. But he lays into one of the people coming at you. And clearly the fella he's hitting isn't too terribly stout because he lays him out. Let's see. Then it is Skater Boy.
Well, there goes the plan to just leave.
Well, they were coming at you. That plan was already over.
I'm athletic and super fast. I have super
fair.
speed and can just fireman carry. Influencer out. That's the entire.
We really have to at least fix Randy the Dandy's nose.
I will toss down Spray on Knee Pads Party Edition and fling some onto Tomcat as well.
Okay.
And I will also put $100 down on the counter for Randy. $1,000 to anyone who could just tell me where the professor built his third base in Detroit.
Give me an awareness roll.
Great. It's a 5.
Okay, 6 was never to beat. Never mind. We're carrying on.
Ah, darn.
All right, are you doing anything?
No, the Spray on Knee Pads Party Edition.
Oh, that's right. That would be an action. Yeah. Okay. All right, then one of the thugs. He'll be taking a swing at Skater Boy. So that is a 9 to avoid. And he's got like a beer bottle in his hand.
That's a 6.
All right. Double check. so his strength is a 3. And I'll give him 1 point for the beer bottle as a weapon. So that's 4 damage to you. And the beer bottle shatters, so he doesn't have it now.
All right, spread knee pads are down to 4.
Oh, then another thug goes after the influencer.
Of course.
It is a 5 to avoid it.
I'm assuming he's just throwing a punch, or is he throwing something?
Yeah, he's just throwing a punch.
Not that my prowess and coordination are the same, so I guess
Okay,
it
I
doesn't
guess it
really
doesn't make too much
matter.
difference. So he got a 5. You avoided with an 8. 1 point shy of getting a free punch back on him.
That's a shame.
And then it is the influencer's turn.
I am looking for the biggest person in the room.
All right, there's a guy sitting there with the oversized beer mug.
And I am going to try to influence him.
I would like to ask, not stopping you from doing this, but like to ask, was that guy up and involved in this in any manner?
He was not.
Okay.
All right, so that is. Oh, and he resists that with his wheel. Oh, he rolled his very best will roll, but only comes up with a 10, so that's still a major. So you've got him for the scene. So you sort of lean in his direction and fade out of view. And now you're in this big burly guy who was just, who's drinking out this oversized mug.
Who is probably the guy that they just told us, or told Whippet and Boogeyman that we want to
or Bill Dozer.
ask questions about.
All right. So you got a bunch of the minion, the henchmen in here. Basically looking around. Where did he go? The guy that you had seen wearing a gold, he was dressed like normal folk, but he had that golden torque around his neck. Yeah, influencer. You see, he's staring right at you, or right at the big guy. Oh no. And where he was advancing with the crowd to, rough you and Scatter Boy up, he's taking a step back now and you just hear him, "Hey Randy, I'll cover my tab tomorrow when I come by tomorrow." And he starts heading for the door. Literally, as he looks at you as he's walking away with it, kind of putting his hands up like, "Yeah, I don't want none." Let's see, and then Tomcat goes after another one. Ooh, major success. He lays another, one of the normal looking guys out. Skitter Boy, somebody swings at you. The guy that had the beer bottle earlier is now swinging at you with just a fist. 9 to avoid.
It's an 11.
Alright, so you got out of the way. Then it is your turn.
And I'll just swing my skateboard into him, I suppose.
Okay. Give me the roll.
Or I won't.
Marginal success. What's half your damage?
1.5.
So a strength of 2.
Pardon me.
I got a strength of 3, but since half to, is that 2 damage?
Oh,
Unless the skateboard gives me a +1 to hit to the damage.
yeah, we'll round it up. We'll round up the average, the halving to a 2. So it doesn't knock him out or anything, but you pop him. Let's see, I think somebody had taken a swing at Influencer. But Influencer's gone now, so he'll take a swing at Skater Boy. 9 is the number to beat.
Got it.
You get out of the way of that one. Maybe Skater Boy's been in a bar brawl or two. Oh yeah, I should have some people. I should have people attacking Tomcat. That was an oversight. So that's a 5 he needs to avoid. He does so. That's a 7 he needs to avoid. He does so. Ooh, actually, he gets to punch that guy, so that's another one that goes down. So the crowd that got up is thinning out some. Influencer, it's your turn.
I am going to get up, and I'm going to walk to the bar, and I don't know if I can grab Randy this turn or not.
You can attempt to.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
He probably should have backed up by now, but he's just standing there with a big grin on his face watching. Because he knows there's too many of them. They'll get Skater Boy good eventually. Now, are you punching Randy or are you trying to grab Randy?
I'm just really trying to grab him, but
Okay.
I don't have wrestling, so I just have.
Okay, so
I just use my preset thing for prowess.
that works fine. That works fine. Unfortunately for Randy the Dandy was not really a fighter back in the day.
But good enough.
Well, you know, he has been running a bar for a little while now. So he might not have paid much attention when you stood up. But even out of the corner of his eye, seeing this big guy cock back for a punch got his attention. And he like ducks under the bar, kind of, Bill, what are you doing? Ooh, let's see if he has heard. Let's see. Difficulty. And his awareness. Okay. It doesn't click with him about the rumors that Influencer can possess people. So he doesn't know what's going on. He's just yelling at Bill. Bill, what are you doing? Tomcat's looking at Bill funny. Like he's still fighting, but it's kind of like, look of confusion. Like, I know this guy. This is weird. Oh yeah, but he also saw the Influencer disappear. And his intellect. He's also not thinking about the Influencer possessing people. But he punches. Alright. He hits one. This guy isn't like super large. He's a big dude, but not super large. But he seems to take the punch better. So Tomcat pops this guy, and this guy's still standing. One of the thugs on skateboard actually backs up when he sees Bill like throw a punch at Randy. This guy sits there and goes, "Oh crap! I think the one guy's psychic. I think you got Bill."
Maybe.
And then it's Boogie. Oh, not Boogie Man. Sorry. Skater Boy's turn.
Which one said that?
Just one of the guy. Well, one of the guys that was fighting you. I guess the one that came at you with a beer bottle.
Cool. I'll hit him again with a skateboard.
All right. It's a massive success on your part. You do 3 points of damage. Oh, and that knocks him out because he had 5. So he was worrying about Bill when he should have been worrying about the Skater Boy. The rest of the goons start hitting for various doors. Some of them are going out the front door, some of them are going out the side door, whatever's closest. One guy's like, "Sorry, Randy," another one's like, "Good luck." At least one of the guys is telling him, "I'll pay my tab, tomorrow." Randy is basically screaming profanity after him, about cowards and leaving him behind. Influencer, it's your turn.
Can I jump behind the bar and try and punch Randy?
Oh, absolutely.
I am gonna say, "Hey Randy, let me fix that nose for you."
Hold on now, not in the face.
I'm definitely going for the face.
Well, y'all both got 4s, so it is a marginal success. So it will be half of Bill's strength. All right, so that is 4 points of damage to Randy. So he almost gets out of the way, and you just sort of... Bill's big oversized knuckles just sort of skim across his face. Definitely bloodies his nose. You didn't feel anything or hear anything that made you think it necessarily broke it this time, but it definitely bloodied his nose. Why do you people go for the face so much?
I just like, it didn't have to be this way. We just wanted to make friends and ask some questions. That's all we wanted.
Tomcat, seeing that everybody's running off, he's not chasing any of these guys. He walks up to the bar, leans over the bar, grabs a bottle of beer, sits down, pops the top. I don't know, Randy. I did probably just answer the questions.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know how long he can do whatever he's doing to Bill, but I bet it's longer than you'd want him to be able to. and we're basically out of combat at this point. So. All right, so Skater Boy, you knocked one of your guys out. The other one that was taking swings at you, ran off as soon as somebody talked about Bill being possessed or controlled anyway.
So, like, we're looking for information on, like, a secret base built here recently by a Professor Prometheus.
I don't know nothing about a Professor Prometheus. And anybody that builds what needs bases around here, they contact the zoning department.
I thought they were called the zoning board.
No, not the city department or board. That probably is what it's called. No, this is
like the super
underground. Oh, did I call it that earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whichever one I was calling it.
Yeah, it probably gets called both by everybody.
Yeah, we'll go with zoning board or zone. Which one did I say earlier?
Zoning board.
All right, let me write that down so I remember going forward. I didn't think it was something I needed to write down, but apparently.
It may come up again.
He's like, yeah, everybody around here uses the zoning board. Don't really know, don't really know who's behind it. Let's see, Randy might know more than. Nah, Randy's not that bright. Okay. But yeah, he knows that's who everybody uses, and he knows the zoning board. Shoot, they've hired people. They hire people out of the bar all the time. Especially if you've got some kind of low level super strength or something that'd be useful in construction or anybody with any earth control abilities or. He knows they've hired Bill before.
Yeah, we're gonna have to smooth things over with Bill when I let him go.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be like our role, I guess. By the way, Randy, how much business did you just lose tonight?
He rattles off an amount. I have no idea. Yeah.
I'll pull out a checkbook and write a check for that amount and rip it and hand it to him.
Okay.
This is like an honest establishment, right?
Yeah, sure.
It pays taxes and stuff.
Oh yeah. The bar part's just a bar part. Yeah.
Yeah, you're I don't care that you're running a bar for supervillains. They have to get drunk somewhere. And if they're all in one place, that's less dangerous for everyone else. So you're providing a public service.
Okay.
So I'm sorry that I cut you out on the genuine, honest business money you were gonna make. So here you go.
Okay. He leans over away from Bill and opens the register and puts it in the register.
Let him take the check. So I
just kind of look and say I wouldn't pay him. He didn't have to be a jerk.
That's his job. He's the bartender in a supervillain bar. If he didn't announce when there were heroes here announcing their hero names, he'd get beat up. It's the rules.
Tomcat's sitting behind you with his bottle of beer. Yeah, it is kind of how things are done. I mean, it's an unwritten rule, but it's still kind of a rule.
Yeah, it's kind of like how you don't say someone's superhero name in a villain bar.
Yeah, that's kind of an unwritten rule too.
Bring that up again.
I'm gonna bring it up all the time because that was the most amateur hour shit that I wouldn't have done as a teenager.
This is Suddenly Scatterboard,
My
the
first
experienced
time.
hero.
This is my first time in a villain bar. This is my first time in a bar fight.
Yeah. And while we're on it, because, like, now I'm mad, what was our, like, escape vehicle? Oh, right. You had us, like, take an Uber here. So even when we needed to, like, make a quick escape, you were going to have to, like, piggyback on me as I rode off on a skateboard. I understand
Not
you're, like...
ideal, but it would have worked.
Not if anyone, like, in the villain bar of super-powered villains had any level of super speed. Like, I understand you're new to this business, but, like, you've got to plan for your own safety. And you didn't.
You could have contributed to the plan, in all fairness.
I complained about every part of the plan. Like, I could not have told you how much I didn't like what we were doing here.
Randy's starting to look awkward, like he's standing in a couple's fight. Tomcat's just got a big grin on his face. He's just propped up on the bar, drinking his beer, watching the entertainment.
Oh.
Like, I was fully ready to, like, grab you and run out of here and just hope that, like, no one here had super speed. That was going to be, like, the plan, was just put down money, say that I'll pay more money if they're willing to rat, and then step out. Luckily, like, Tomcat was here just to make a quick fight happen. Thank you, Mr. Tomcat.
Thank you, Tomcat.
Happy to help, fellas.
Now, will you help us move things over with Bill?
I'll
let him
try. Folks around here, he used to go by the name Bill Dozer.
Okay.
He hasn't worn a costume in a while, but I'm betting he's not going to be too happy with you.
I will step out of Bill and I'll be like, I'm sorry. I didn't even want a bar fight.
Give me a willpower roll. Let's see how persuasive you can be to Bill. You need to beat a 10, though, because he rolled max. He is upset.
I'll give you a +2 with the probability. Oh, shit. I said it, though. You get a +2 from the probability control.
So that's 11, 12, 13. That's a major success. So a hand clamps down on one shoulder and covers most of the shoulder. And he leans in real close. I don't ever want to see you again. I was going to mind my own business. I was going to sit over there and finish my drink. You drugged me into this. Luckily for you, the guys realized what was happening. So you haven't hurt my rep. I ever see you again, I'm knocking your block off.
And
literally.
We ended the fight without anybody getting hurt.
What about my if and no's? That's for Randy.
You don't count, Randy. You helped create this mess. All we wanted was a little bit of information. We're trying to help somebody. We're not trying to stir up trouble.
Bill gives you a little shove. Goes over there, drains his drink, and leaves. Remember what I said.
The only lead we have on this person, on this woman we're trying to help, is that the people that have her were recently involved in an off-the-books construction project.
Hey, like, Bill, if you're willing to tell me if you like helped build a base for Professor Prometheus, I'll hand you $1,000.
I read out what construction work I do. I don't get hired for more construction work. I get paid way more than $1,000 for any construction work I do.
Yeah, I know. Just like, is there a price?
You're well known. You own a chain of well-known restaurants, at least in some parts of the country.
And a couple of patents.
Yeah, how publicly well known are the patents? I mean,
Yeah. Spray on knee pads are known to like as like a kid thing, like how Neosporin used to be.
ooh, okay. So the difficulty is going to be 10. Let me roll his intelligence. Ooh, I don't think he can physically make that roll. Especially not when he actually rolls when he rolls a 1. So he got a total of 4 and he needed a 10. Yeah, apparently he only remembers you as Skater Boy hero from the 90s. Just because he was in the game not too long after that. And he's like, no, I'm not a fink, and walks on out. Unless you're going to try to physically stop it.
I'm not.
Alright, so now y'all are in the bar with just Randy.
So like, another thing on this is like, when you have the guy that we want to interrogate, like, held in place, you can kind of just like, let me read his mind, like you know I can do.
Alright, so we're going to cut to a rooftop.
Because Skater Boy being mean to Influencer is too much.
But it's funny.
So Boogeyman, you're on the rooftop with the Rook.
And why can you do that?
Lots of training. Plenty of practice.
Right, of course. So what do you got for me, boss?
Oh, that's right. You sent the report in.
Yeah.
Well, you know, her concern about some of the people involved with Futuro is why she contacted you to. I mean, she's concerned about the company, period.
Mm-hmm.
And she has done a lot of research on the people that own the company.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not necessarily going to narrow down who Professor Prometheus is out of that bunch. But she, out from under her cape, she pulls out like a manila envelope and hands it to you. This has got a lot of research on, the owners. A bunch of them we can pretty well cross off the list just because their backgrounds are fairly well known. I'm not saying they're good people, but they're not supervillains. But she points to two different shareholders. Both of these are shell companies owned by other shell companies. In a very, very complex, basically network of shell companies. It's like one of those. It's like a Russian doll, Russian nesting doll. They very much do not want people to know specifically who they are.
It's certainly more of a lead than we got right now.
You've spoken to this Professor Prometheus before, right?
I believe we've spoken at least twice.
Did he sound Russian at all?
Did he have any sort of noticeable accent?
For the record, no. He sounded American.
Yeah, sounded American. But enough vocal training, you can mess with your accent plenty.
Yes. Well, one of these, I believe, I've traced back to a Russian oligarch.
Ooh.
Who is up into a variety of shady things that I've been looking at. I don't think he's gone. I have no evidence that he's gone supervillain yet. But I suspect he's got the inclination.
At the very least, supervillain adjacent.
Yes. So if this person you've spoken to that you think was Prometheus is actually Prometheus, then it's probably not the oligarch. And I assume your team. Well, you see. Was there anything Boogeyman would have hidden from the report, or was it just very straightforward?
No.
Okay.
No, it was very straightforward. Everything, not nice little bullet points here, there, and there.
I assumed you had. I assumed Whippet has been checked out by a doctor after having Dr. Viscous cram one of his limbs into her nose and mouth. It's my sister goes, what? I don't think
Did she take a sneak by the doctors? Because we pretty much just went straight from the warehouse to the...
No, y'all hung around the warehouse checking out your equipment, and then you went straight to the base to have your big talk, and then you kind of left the base.
Not currently, no. I will bring it up as a point to remind her to get a once over from the good doctor. She seemed to try and play it off like it never happened. I don't blame her for that part, but
she can be stubborn.
She is almost as scary as you, yes. On the topic of Whippet, she might have heard your voice come over the phone.
You were expecting a call from me. Or some kind of... I call you on the burner phone that I gave you, and you answer it standing right next to her. This is what you're telling me.
I had it on a very low volume.
That's fair, but she's very well trained.
Concerningly so.
The hearing test she used to give me back in the old Rook Cave still gives me chills.
As far as she knows, she seems to have accepted that. I'm working with you on this case, not that you specifically asked for me to look after her.
She's not dumb. She'll put two and two together.
Yeah, it's kind of a can that got kicked down the road.
It's going to be an issue at some point. But maybe it's about time this came to a head.
I don't mean to pry, but have you thought about, like, family therapy? I mean, there's got to be somebody at least one therapist who specializes in weird super family dynamic.
If you were limping, I'd wonder if you were rolling.
I don't know who that is.
Someone else I work with, don't worry about it.
I'm not.
And for the players, did the players remember who Roland is?
I do not.
That was the I can't remember.
The
if it was
guy
first.
that's at the school.
Yes, it is the principal of the school. Remember, Rook was the vice principal.
That's right.
And Roland walks around with a cane because he's got a bum leg. He's got a damaged leg. Injury in the war that he looks way too young to have been.
What? That was World War II, right?
Right. He was the Black Terror's sidekick. One of those kids sidekicks that didn't get a name. Although I'm blanking on what it was now. But anyway. She does not look happy that this has gotten out. But like it's like there's uncertainty in her face. Like she's not sure how to deal with this. Which is not something you've seen in your brief interactions with her previously.
I am making a mental note of that and then locking that note away in a vault. While we're here, have you ever heard of anything called the zoning board? Not the city zoning board. Supervillain construction.
Yes, they work all throughout the Midwest for villains that won't bases out this way.
Really? Okay. Not just a Detroit thing. All right. Yeah, we're trying to find trying to get in touch with them right now, or at least since we found out that they exist. Probably going through them, see if we can't find out where the where Prometheus's third location is.
I don't know any of their people in Detroit off the top of my head.
We did get a name, Bill Dozer. Apparently doesn't work for them. Used to be a supervillain back in the day.
Yes, early 2000s. He's been retired for at least 10 years now. I have heard of him doing work for them. I know the head of the organization is called the Architect, but I don't know if he's based the Architect. No. Did we have a hero at some point named the Architect?
Oh, we did, but we can just keep going. There's probably several people.
Oh, was that the Alchemist?
particular
Or was that the Alchemist?
Yeah.
The Architect, and she had alchemical powers.
Okay. We'll call him the Grand Architect then.
Apparently, he hangs out there down by at the local villain bar. And you know what? Skater Boy and Influencer went down there.
That's not
just
going
gonna take
to
out
end
my
well.
Why not?
I'm not 100% sure on what Influencer's skills are. Skater Boy may be a pro hero. He is not the stealth infiltration type.
I'm sure it's fine. They're both pretty good with people, and I'm just gonna take out my phone and text Skater Boy. Hey, is there a guy named Bill Dozer down there? And blah 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 zoning board blah blah blah. Send. And I put away the phone. They're all right.
Whip it. You're standing,
Yeah.
in whatever alleyway. Give me an awareness roll.
My character sheet back open.
Nine is the number to beat, and you got a 10. You hear the very light crinkling of foil above you.
Oh.
First of all, wait. Where are we? Are we still? Let's see. Where did we leave? Where did we leave us? Oh, that's right. I was waiting for.
Yeah, you're a
Looking
block or
at-
two
looking down
down from
from-
where he was supposed to be meeting somebody. You're not exactly sure which direction you'd have to go to get there. So you're standing in an alleyway between a couple of buildings, a couple of storefronts. So, they're like, 1-story tall buildings, and yeah, you're hearing just a slight crinkling of foil coming up from above you in one, on top of one of the buildings.
Well, I will. I'll kind of do like a barrel roll and then get my whip in hand for possible action. And what do I see?
All right, so you look up. Let me find what I need. So you see a little bit of motion as somebody somebody's head was above the edge of the building, ducked back down. You think maybe you caught a little blonde hair?
Is my sister a blonde by any chance? I'm paranoid right now.
Yeah, she is, coincidentally.
Okay, well,
and then a moment later, a candy bar wrapper, a crumpled up candy bar wrapper, is like flipped over the edge of the building.
All right, I'll snap it up with my whip. Is it my sister's favorite brand by any chance?
Let's see. Your sister likes Mars bars, and it is a Mars bar.
Okay. I'll make a beeline for where the trajectory of that wrapper. See if Glow Stick is waiting for me. Has been watching me also.
Oh,
I would automatically think that's right usually, but since I know the Rook's been talking with Boogeyman, I have to wonder how deep does this go?
Did we lose somebody?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not see the posting. Yeah, he was telling us that. I'm sorry. Well, he's not here for me to apologize to anyway. So yeah, you whip up, you whip yourself up to the list to the top of the building. When you first land, you don't see anybody, and then over an air conditioning unit, she comes jumping out at you.
Is it Glow Stick?
Yes, it is Glow Stick. And I thought I had her artwork ready, but I don't know. If I do, I don't know where I put it.
Is this our cliffhanger, or should I?
Yeah, it's after 4. We've already had somebody had to dip, so yeah, we'll wrap here with her attacking you. Question mark?
Of course, we got to have a good superhero fight before we come to terms with our sisterly grudges and move on.
So anyway, I hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed this one. I expected the bar scene to go a little sideways. I didn't realize how quickly it was going to go sideways, though.
Yeah, experienced hero skater boy is very angry about this entire situation.
He's usually so chilled and laid back, but this was just,
It's like this has now been 4 hours of the 50-year-old man saying, I do not want to be part of this. I asked us to be on different teams because this is not a thing I can do. And also, you're doing it wrong.
I'm not good at this, but I know I'm better than what we're actually doing. But y'all haven't been a team very long, so you're still working stuff out.
Well, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt because he was overriding everything I was saying. So I was like, hey, maybe you know something. And then he sits at a bar made of supervillains and says, hey, skater boy. It's like, come on.
It was hilarious. Anyway, I hope anybody that comes by and watches this, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll join us again. Should be doing this in 2 weeks. And yeah, once again, I was your GM for the day, Jason. And with me has been Mike as Whippet.
Good day, everyone.
Taylor as Skater Boy.
See ya.
Marigold as the Boogeyman.
Take care, everyone.
And we had Curtis as the Influencer. And we will see y'all next time.